Welcome to another episode of Master Plan. I am your gracious host, Monica Sekhmet Grant, and we are here today with another interview with our lovely Nekata Thigpen. She is a balance and relationship coach. Is that correct?
Close. Balance and relationship advisor.
Advisor. So let's just dig on in here. Tell us about the work that you do.
In simple, it's not work because it's fun and relaxing for everyone involved except for me.
We'll get into that.
Right, we'll get into that. So I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a podcast host, and when I have time, I rock my other hat as CEO. I'm pretty much unapologetically passionate about everything I do, empowering women in business and men, a few brave men, who are really struggling with outdated norms and limitations that are stifling their dreams because it's connected and anchored in shame.
Anchored in shame. Tell me about that.
Well, think about it. So before you got into entrepreneurship, you worked in a more traditional job, right? And when you're in those traditional jobs, most people, whether it's corporate, nonprofit, whatever that traditional outlook is, they come from this space of, I can't wait to get out because getting out on the other side is so much better.
Right.
And when they're stuck in this 9 to 5, they're constantly limited by, the pay isn't enough, the retention programs, the engagement program isn't enough, everything is wrong here. Then they go into entrepreneurship, and because they may not be surrounded by the right people, they're stuck in this space of not being taken seriously, of not believing that they can do it, and wanting to get back into those corporations, not to work for them, but to work with them. And there's this shame of, can you really do it on your own?
Right.
Can you do it without the hypocrisy of saying, I need, a big company like, I'll just make up a name, a Comcast or Verizon to be my golden ticket? Because if I'm working with a lot of boutique mom and pops, which typically are referrals from your family or friends, like anything, not just MLMs, but anything, it comes from this space of, well, that's not a real job, that's a hobby.
Right.
So they have this shame of not only not being taken seriously by their friends and family, but sometimes by their partners, their loved ones, their children if they have them, because now we can't go on vacation, now we can't have our normal lifestyle because everything's into the business, and there's this big hidden shame around it.
Right. One thing that we focus on are first generation entrepreneurs, and so a lot of first generation entrepreneurs deal with that. The family doesn't take them serious. You're not working. You need to go get a real job. How do you advise somebody to deal with those challenges?
Well, first is dealing with what your expectation is around it, right?
Okay.
Like, we have our own expectation of what we think life on the outside of that traditional structure is going to be. So it's almost like being in prison, depending on how you see yourself in those traditional jobs. Well, I can't wait to get out. When I'm on the other side, my life is going to be so much better.
Right.
And just like someone in prison, when they get out, life is not exactly what you think it's going to be.
That's true.
People are not waiting with open arms, hugs, and kisses to welcome you in to you not being able to contribute to society, whatever that society, culture, community, family structure is, the way you used to, maybe before you went into that system or whatever, hypothetically. So when you come into this space and you have family, friends, or foe, because there's a lot of haters out there, who are constantly saying, let this ride out in a year, give her 6 months, give him, 4 months, whatever. It'll die out. You're also dealing with, what was your expectation? Did you think you was going to come out and make $1 million? Did you think you were going to land, 5 big accounts and be able to buy a new house in a year? Or did you understand that this was a marathon and not a sprint? What was your relationship to your own vision? Did you set expectations that were unattainable and unrealistic? Not that you can't have this miraculous 5-month, amazing progress, but that's not the normal. And although most of us as entrepreneurs say, well, we're not normal, so you're not supposed to expect it, you still want to be realistic with life and things happening. Death, dying, funerals, weddings, babies, divorces. There's lots of unexpected things that happen in any lifetime, but especially as an entrepreneur, because there's a heaviness to it. So I usually coach people through the process of, where do you sit with where you want to go? Are you trying to make $2,000 this month? That's pretty reasonable. If you come out saying, when I quit my job on Monday, I'm going to make $5,000 by next Friday, that's probably not something, one, you need to back up, all the way. What did you do to get there? But also looking at, what are you going to do to maintain everything that you're asking for? You're asking for all of this success and all of these clients, but are you structured for that? Do you have systems and processes in place? Can you handle taking on 20 new clients this week? But that's how much, because of your pricing and your packaging, that's how many clients you would need to have that lifestyle. But you're not even literally pun intended, you're not balanced enough to be able to manage that.
Right.
So we back up and look at their mindset before we attack their methods.
Okay.
Yo, I'm living my life and everything ain't always good, but I'm doing what I want cause I'm the boss and I'm gonna do it. Yo, I'm living my life, it's a race against the clock. I'm MJ behind the line and I'm gonna make that winning shot. Yo, I'm living my life, 30 hours in the day, out here busting my ass, fuck what anybody say. Cause I'm living my life and everything ain't always good, but I'm doing what I want cause I'm the